What's up everybody, Johnnie Omega here, giving you my review of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. The shadow of the Bellow family just loomed large in the small town of Mill Valley, where Sarah Bellows turns her tortured life and horrible secrets into a series of scary stories. These terrifying tales soon have a way of becoming all too real for a group of unsuspecting teens who stumble upon Sarah's spooky home. Now let me be the first to admit that I never read these books as a kid, so I was able to go into this movie totally fresh. I was a huge fan of the Goosebumps books when I was a kid, but I never transitioned into the books that this movie is based on. So going into this movie without that nostalgia, I don't know if it helped or if it hurt me, but it doesn't really matter either way because I still like this movie. Starting with what I liked about the movie, I liked how they incorporated the stories into the movie. Based on what I gather about the books, they're pretty much just a collection of short stories, so this movie very easily could have just been an anthology of each story, but this movie has one complete narrative that incorporates all the stories together, and I thought that was really creative. Basically, these kids found a book that's possessed, and the words start appearing in the book as if somebody's writing them. And they quickly realize that these stories are happening in real time as one by one, the people in the group start disappearing. I also like the fact that even though this is a horror movie, it doesn't rely on jump scares. There are some in this movie, but it doesn't use it as its main source of suspense. The actors did a good job in this movie too, but the standout for me was the character of Chuck, because a lot of the laughs came from him. I also like the flow of the movie too. After about 10 or 15 minutes to set up, the movie really takes off, and it doesn't really slow down much after that. As far as what I didn't like about this movie, the number one problem that I had is the fact that it came out at least 60 days too early. This movie definitely should have came out a lot closer to Halloween. Now maybe there's something that I'm not factoring in, but generally speaking, I don't understand how a movie could be in a certain genre, take place during a certain holiday, but then the movie doesn't get released during that holiday. Like a romantic comedy that takes place on Valentine's Day, but gets released during Thanksgiving. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And something I think might be a problem with some people, but it wasn't a problem personally with me, is the tone of the movie. And what I mean by that is it's not really obvious by watching the movie who this movie's targeted for. During certain parts of the movie, the tone seems like it's gearing towards adults who were kids when the books first came out. And then in other parts of the movie, the tone seems like it's going for the demographic that the books originally went for. I personally think that the mix was done pretty well, but if you fall into one of those two categories and you're already a fan of the books, you might have a problem with that. So in conclusion, the acting was good, the story and the movies were good. The overall way that the film played out was very entertaining. If you're a younger fan that's just getting into the horror genre, I think this is a very good starting point. And if you're a horror veteran, this isn't going to go down as an all-time classic, but it's still a good movie. All that being said, I'd say this movie is worth a watch. So comment below and let me know what you guys thought of the movie. And if you read the book, I'd be interested to know if you thought the individual stories in the movie were done well. Thanks for watching. If you like what you're seeing, hit that thumbs up and click that subscribe button to see what we got coming next.